Kid literally looks up from his phone to his dad and goes, "Can we leave yet?" Never have I wanted to hit a customer so fast. This kid was 20 years old and his dad just bought him a brand new $25,000 Ducati and he just wants to leave.
This is Matt. Matt and his Ducati Monster. Matt is an all the gear, all the time type of guy, all right? Type of guy you want to be around. This Ducati Monster is a beast though. And he about to get on it and let us know how it is.
It's like Jekyll and Hyde. Nice, easy going 1 second, and then just a little twist and you're either lighting up the rear tire or just staring at the sky. It's no in between. Everybody thinks about Ducati. They think about obviously the Panigales or the race team or stuff like that. So the bike's not too terribly intimidating until you start turning everything off. It comes with traction control, it comes with ABS, comes with engine braking. You can adjust the power levels. So realistically, if you have self-control, this could be a good anywhere from intermediate to experienced bike and still have that thrill factor to where you're not gonna get tired of it anytime soon.
I get a lot of attention, not necessarily, it is a beautiful bike. Generally get attention because it is very bright red, it is very loud.
I've been riding for 13 years. I've been riding a Monster 1200 for 3 years now. Just a couple weeks ago, this thing scared me. Coming out of a corner, I laid into it a little bit harder than I should have. Just lit the rear tire up at about 65, going around a turn. So it's always gonna have a thrill factor no matter how long you've been riding. It being a naked bike, first of all, is I think a huge factor in the nimbleness and agility of this bike. For me, at least, in the way I ride, the best handling bike I've ever owned. It just feels extremely natural. So foot position, hip position to handlebar position, it's just so comfortable and natural. And you have plenty of room to move around, but still be able to hug the tank for diving into corners. So handling on this bike it'd be like a Miata with a V8. It is a true monster. So Monster is a very, very fitting name for this bike.
The seat on this one is an upgraded comfort seat through Ducati. Very, very comfortable. I've taken it on many multi-hour rides with zero discomfort coming from the seat, which says a lot because I have a condition called no ass at all.
It is very confidence inspiring.
The tires that I have on this bike now, they're more touring, so it doesn't instill as much confidence, but I'm still able to absolutely chuck this thing around and still have the time of my life. On my other one, I'm running super courses, so that is just a cheat in itself. Even on a naked bike, so your knees are a little higher up, you're not flexing your leg out as far on corners, I'm still able to drag knee and elbow a couple corners on some really nice roads we've got.
Another feature on this bike is a hydraulic clutch rather than a cable clutch. There's no adjustment needed anytime you ride after certain mileage or certain usage. Stop and go traffic 35, 40 minutes at a time, you will start to feel it getting a little stiffer. Heating the clutch, heating the lines. The best part about this bike, it does have that extremely versatile use.
It would be like if your ex was a jock. It's very athletic, it's got a ton of power. Like some of my exes, there's a lot of times it wants to kill me.
I used it almost every day, spring, summer, and fall to commute. About 35 minutes each way to and from work, off of public roads, or onto a closed course. Very much becomes a hooligan. Again, plays into the factor of short wheelbase, tons of power, tons of torque. If I just crack into it, this front tire does come up. So first gear, any mile per hour. The front end's up. Terrifying when it happens the first time.
Oh! So good!
14, 15, and 16, there was no actual wheelie control, but the wheelie control was played off of the ABS system. So on this, there's 3 riding modes. You get urban, street, and sport. Urban, which is low engine power, which puts you down to about 110 horsepower. Traction and ABS is turned all the way up, intrusive as possible. Sport mode, you have full engine power, but you still have ABS and traction turned to about the mid-level. A lot more freedom to play with because it goes from 110 horsepower up to stock. These are 154 horsepower and about 75 foot-pounds of torque. Sport mode, you can actually adjust each individual setting. So that's where you can turn off traction, turn off ABS, engine power all the way up. I've ridden the Z900 and an MT-09, regular and SP. I've ridden the MT-10. I've had an FZ1, all basically the same platform bike. This is by far the most powerful and the most rowdy of Japanese naked bikes. This is sophisticated violence. You're not gonna find another Japanese naked bike with similar power unless you're looking at the ZH2.
So, I turn into a 5-year-old and I have to fight the urge to just start giggling uncontrollably.
A ZH2 is just a terrifying thing, but it's not an enjoyable terrifying. The ZH2 is like, hey, you gave me 1% too much throttle, I'm gonna do a backflip real quick. In the Z900s, it rides more like a super sport or sport bike, where all the power is still upper mid-range to high. I'm gonna put a huge misconception to rest right now. I spent almost 4 years working at a Ducati dealership, hence the reason I have one. Never thought I would get the chance to own one before that. They're very user-friendly, especially this generation, because it is a little more basic. There's not 12 buttons to do one thing. They're very intuitive. Ducatis are notorious for heat. As you can see, foot peg, your headers are right next to your knee. Sitting in traffic one day, it was about 105 out that day. Got stuck on traffic. I moved a quarter of a mile in about 30 minutes. Got off the bike under the overpass. I looked down and this whole, like from top of boot to knee, my blue jeans were bleached white. Like that was how much heat was coming off of this thing. Cause like working at the dealership, I saw kids come in that got settlement checks or they're, I'm gonna tell you a story that's gonna piss you off real quick. Guy came into the dealership, bought his son, this was in 2021, bought his son a brand new, fresh out of the crate, 0 mile Panigale V4S. Dad had fuck it money. Me and the dad were talking about the accessories available for the bike. We're going over the bike, what all it has, feature-wise. Dad's super excited about this bike. The son is literally just leaning against the parts counter, texting on his phone this whole time. Kid literally looks up from his phone to his dad and goes, "Can we leave yet?" Never have I wanted to hit a customer so fast. This kid was 20 years old and his dad just bought him a brand new $25,000 Ducati and he just wants to leave.
Huge misconception that people think that Ducatis are just unbelievably expensive to own and operate and maintain. Not even close to true.
When I bought my first Monster 1200, dude, I was like a 6-year-old in a candy store. Like, I was so overhyped. It humbled the shit out of me real quick. From the first moment I started my first one, dude, I've loved this thing. I've loved them to no end. Generally speaking, your typical Ducati owner, too much money to think about what they're actually doing, think they're better than they are, and think that having this brand is gonna make them a better rider. They don't put mileage on it. They don't actually ride the bike, and when they do, it's a straight line at 75 miles an hour to their office job, and then same right back home.
Like I said, 40,000 miles in, I still absolutely love every time I get on this thing. There's never been a time that I've been on one of my monsters and had a frown.
They don't actually ride these bikes for what they are.
That's a bump.
Subgroup of Ducati owners are the small group of us that actually ride the wheels off these bikes. We use them for what they were made to do and beat the absolute piss out of them.
I have met so many awesome people, even non-riders, because they see the bike. Most of the time they'll at least know the Ducati name. But just having people come up and ask you about it, because it is something you don't see every day. It is joyful to me. And I don't like talking to people, but when it comes to my bike, I absolutely love talking to people.
Yes, he does. And Ducati made an impact on all of us, whether it's wanting to buy one or just liking to look at it, you know. Either way, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Moto Massey Vlogs for more reviews. And I'll see you on the next one.